Hello everybody, this is Backblast. Here I am on a game called Airships Conquer the Skies, as it says there. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn the sound down because that's really loud. Pop the music down a little bit, I think, like that. Okay, good. Right, I've not featured this game before. I've played it once briefly, and I thought it'd be worth showing it to you. So let's go and have a look. So I'm not going to show you the tutorial nor the missions. We're going to do the conquest, which is the main game. New game. We're going to do an easy game, I think. So a small map, easy. We'll leave the hints on since it's only my second game. And basically what this is, it's a steampunk conquest game, fighting game. And we have a map here. Let me just show you this. And the game's paused at the moment. So just... Yep. Okay, fine. Right, game's paused. So basically we have this little map here. This is us down here, Sudan, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 enemies on the map, and these are towns that we can attack. The towns may or may not be defended. So if you look next to my town, I have this little twin bubble thing here with my flag above it, and over here at Kirkumfurum, they've also got a little thing that looks a bit like a tank. Theirs looks like a tank. Mine, I guess, looks more like a hot air balloon. Oh, I've got something there as well. What's that? Does that just designates my capital or something? I don't know. But if you look at Squamos, there doesn't seem to be any tank or airship thing there. Same for Ondendron. So maybe they're not defended very well. Now, if I click on an enemy city, I can send a spy. So we're going to do that. Our money is up here, and this goes up. It says it's 1915 plus 113 every tick. I don't know what that is, every minute, or I don't know. But now we've sent the spy, we can view the city. Right. It's quite a simplistic looking game, but it's actually quite complex. I mean, it's not like complex, like really complex, like Civ 6 or anything. It's complicated in the way that you build the ships and trying to get the best way out of it, best thing out of the ships. What have we got here? So obviously ground, trees. These are sort of floating rocks. Yeah, I'll sort of come to that in a minute. Now this side is where we're going to start, and the other side is where the enemy is. So we're just scouting them out at the moment, and there's no spaceship, no airships, there's no tanks or anything on the ground. They do have this though, which is a strange looking thing there. Let's just try and zoom in a bit. So if I can just show you a little bit about what this is. So this is obviously a building, and it's got some cannons sticking out of it. So there's one there, one there, one there, one there, and one that sticks up as well. So it's a little defense. That's all that is. But there's nothing else. No spaceships knocking about. Keep calling them spaceships. They're not spaceships. They're aircraft. So let's leave that. So we know what's there. We could send other spies to the others, but we don't want to. Let's have a look at what our place is like. So let's have a look at my defences. So as I was looking for on the others, I do have an airship on this one, and it's this. So I'm going to zoom into this. Now this is where it gets complicated when we're building these, because we have the option to build our own ships. And the ships consist of lots of different things. So for example, in order to keep them up in the air, they have this thing here. So this big green thing is called a suspendium chamber, and it contains a dust that can levitate a ship. Obviously we've got an engine on the back, which is a big propeller. We can move it backwards and forwards. We can move up and down as well by messing about with the suspendium. We've got lots of people on the ship. You can see these little blue characters stood about. So they are the guys who actually run the ship. We've got some coal stores. This is steampunk. There's no electronics in this game. So it's all run by coal. So the coal will run the engines. The guys will run backwards and forwards with that. There's other things on here. So for example, there'll be a bridge. We've got some cannons on this. and we've got a gun pointing upwards there. I can also see that there's some sort of fire defense system, so if it sets on fire, some of the guys will run about with buckets of water. I don't know what else there is. Are these barracks, or are these for Marines? I think they're for Marines. If they're Marines, it means that I can attack other ships by dropping Marines onto them rather than shooting the guns at them. Anyway, let's go back and have a look at my fleet. So that's the only fleet I've got. That's what we've just looked at. Just the one spaceship. It's not a spaceship. Stop calling it a spaceship. But it tells you what it is, and that's just by clicking on that. And as you can see from the map now, I can move it to anywhere on the map that I want, or I can invade somewhere. Do I really want to invade straight away? Well, let's go for that then. Press the space to unpause it. Now, as you can see, my ship is flying from my city to this city, and we're going to try and attack this city and defeat it. If we defeat it, it becomes ours, and we get more resources, and that's the way the game works. There's one thing that I should tell you here. This is an airship, and therefore it can fly across water, and it can fly somewhere where there aren't roads. If it was a tank, like that one looks like it's a tank, it would need to travel along the roads. So if we, for example, had a tank and we wanted to attack there, we couldn't, because we would need to go past Kirkofurium to get to it, and we would end up attacking them. Likewise, we can get to those, but we can't get to those yet. So this is about to invade. Just going to load that up, and it looks like it's dusk. So this is the ship that we had. We've already noticed that we had that ship. I can move that to wherever I want on here. You'll notice there's a white line here, which is my service ceiling, so I can't go above that. If I had 2 suspendium chambers, maybe I could have gone a bit higher, but that's quite high actually for this game. If I look on this side, they haven't got any ships. They've just still got this, and we need to defeat that. Basically, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to defeat that. Okay, without getting our suspendium chambers blown out or our command blown out or anything like that. So I'm going to start the game, and what we can do is we can say, can we move over here please? Now don't hit the rocks, they tend to damage the ships. The other thing is, now I've issued that move command, it takes a couple of seconds before I can issue any more commands. There'll be a little beepy noise and a little green arrow will appear up here. There you go, you hear that? It was a little ding ding, and then that appears. So I can now issue new commands. So I'm going to actually drop it down a little bit. We don't want to get it too close. We can zoom in a little bit, seeing as there's only 2. It says hull breached there, see? You can see the suspendium chamber working away there. There's a bit of smoke coming off, although it doesn't look as though we're on fire. Now what I'm going to do is, we can change it. We've got loads of bits at the bottom here. So let's see. We've got an outside view at the top. Okay, so I can change it so I can see the armor. There aren't any big holes in it yet. We're going to keep it on inside. We can see people running about. Zoom to fit. There you go. Just zoom so that it's got all the spaceships in it. Not spaceships. All the ships. All the space. Follow action. We could follow action. But again, we're on zoom to fit. There's nothing we need to be looking at elsewhere. We can flee if we want to, and that would hopefully we would keep that because it's not too damaged. We would be able to flee with that, but they would obviously have defended their area. And at the bottom down here, so you can see there's letters here. Those are quick keys. So M for move. So if I pressed M, it would give me the option to move. It tells me where I can and can't move to. There's also RAM. So some vessels have you can put a battering ram on the front of them and ram them into other ships. Some, it might be that you've just damaged the ship and you're desperate to maybe take another enemy out. You just want to ram what's left of yours into theirs. And you can ground as well. That's quite useful if you're, again, maybe if your ship's damaged or you want to destroy a tank, or you can fly it above the building and then just drop it on the building. It may destroy yours, it may destroy theirs, it would probably destroy both. It's up to you what you want to do. We can transfer crew between two different vessels. So again, if we've got a couple of tanks and one's damaged, we might be able to transfer crew to the other, especially if they've lost a few soldiers. We can board ship. Now that's quite useful, and because that's lit up, I believe that we can probably board this and try and take it over. It was one of the things that I said when I was looking at the ship earlier. I said I thought they were Marines. I thought there were some Marines in here. I think these are Marines. I think these have got guns, you see. So if I click that, I'm going to click that actually, because that'd be a good one. I'm going to click that and do that. So they won't actually board it now. They're a long way away. If I get the ship close enough, they will jump off and try and, rather than destroying the guns and the command center from here, they will try and take them over from inside. And it means that if I do win this battle, I'm more likely to keep hold of this building rather than destroying it. Now, obviously, I've just issued that command. I can't issue any more. So just leave it a couple of seconds. Oh, actually, the Marines are jumping out. So they're jumping out. Okay, right. Well, I'll let them jump out. I'll let them run across, I think. We've got target ship. So if there's a couple of ships and you want to focus your fire on one, I can just select that one ship. There's a tether as well. You can tether ships. Cut the tethers. Focus on firefighting. So this is instructions for your crew. So fight fires if the place is on fire. This one's repair it if it's repaired. But of course you need a firefighting area, and you also need a repair bay. I'll come to this shipbuilding thing in a moment when we've finished this battle. Focus on moving. Focus on shooting, which is one we're on now. Hold fire, aimed fire, normal fire, rapid fire. Pretty straightforward. Rapid fire uses a lot of ammo, but gets a lot of shots off. Aim fire saves the ammo, but makes sure that the shots are on target. So we're going to do that. So as you can see, we're hitting it, and whoa, we knocked the front cannon off, which is brilliant. That now means they can't fire back at me. So they've got a gun pointing up and a gun pointing that way. There was a gun here, remember? There's a diagonal gun, which probably has an arc of fire that could have hit me, but it looks like now we've done a load of damage there. And the Marines are coming across as well, but it looks as though, honestly, it looks as though we've got this easy. Do I want to just hold fire? Let's hold fire for a second, because the guys are going to take it over. I don't want it any more damaged. These guys have got this, haven't they? So they go in and they fight any crew that are left. I honestly can't see any crew in there. It's pretty damaged. Oh well, I'm just going to carry on with aimed fire, seeing as I can't see them winning it or losing it. I can't see them firing at all. Let's just move this in a little bit closer, I think. This is why you want to stay away from those floating rocks. They actually damage you. So they're not firing back. Our Marines aren't actually winning. I don't understand why they haven't won this already. But that's it. That's done. Yeah, there we go. Captured. Captured what? You've captured what? So it tells you here that our Omen, that's the name of that ship, survived, and their Black Citadel was captured. Captured? What for captured? Some bricks. Anyway, there's 3 different types of takeover. A gentle takeover takes a little while, leaves the city mostly intact. This one brings it rapidly under your control, but they can revolt if they're not that happy. This gets a lot of money in the short term, but they're not happy with you really. I prefer a gentle takeover where I can. There's no real rush for me to take this over. I can't do anything with this yet, so I can't build anything here until until we've taken it over properly. But as you can see, a foreign agent has been doing things to the Black Citadel at Coloran. So it looks as though even that little tower, whatever was left of it, it looks like we haven't got the option of repairing it. So what I'm doing here is I just wanted to look at the ship to see if I could repair it. I might be able to in a second. Right, so let's, yeah, I know it has. All right, let's do that then. So let's click on Coloran, and what we can do is we can design a ship. I'll come to that in a minute. Build one, design a land ship, which is basically a tank, or build it, or defenses. We want defenses, so let's have a look at the defenses here. Obviously our ship's still here that was in the battle. And we want some sort of defensive building, don't we? I'm not going to design one now. We're just going to build one, and we get a few options. So these are options that are already within the game. The only thing is the Silent Watcher, I've just changed it slightly. So if you'll notice here, I've taken the top layer off this, and I've put a big pointy gun on the top and a barrage gun on. So I quite like that one. We're going to have that one, and we're going to put that in here at the back. So make sure you've got it pointing the right way, and it'll take a little while to build, but we're going to leave them to it, so you can see them building that there. What we're also going to do is we're going to build a ship. We've got a load of options that are already within the game, but I've designed the Border and the Flying Imp. The Flying Imp is just a fairly cheap little ship with some guns, but it is fairly quick as well. It's got 2 engines on it, 2 suspendium chambers, so it's quite high, quite quick. So I can move it around and zip it about quite a bit. And the Border is exactly that. It's got 3 sets of Marines on the bottom, and apart from that, no real weapons. I think it's got a musket, and I think that's it. So again, it moves fairly quick, and the idea is to get it close to a building so we can just take the building over. So those are the only 2 that I've got there. I'm going to build a Flying Imp here, I think, just so that we've got a little bit more defense, because we're eventually going to be moving towards these 2. Now it might be easier to get this one, because if I attack Kirkeferum, then I can still get attacked by those, and I can get attacked by those. Whereas if I attack on Dendron, then there's nobody coming at me from this side. You see what I mean? I'm sort of making sure that they're only coming from one direction. So let's have a look at this. We're going to send a spy. So let's have a view of the city. What have they got there? Ooh, they've got a... Is that a dragon? Now I've never met a dragon. There are dragons in the game. I don't know whether that's one of his or whether it's just flying around randomly. I think that's just flying around randomly. He's got no ships. He's got 1 building with 3 guns on it and an aeroplane on it. And it looks like he's building another building. So I think it might be worth trying to invade this one, like really quick. We are paused at the moment. So I think once we get this this other ship, we need to just repair this. Refit? No, not refit. Scrap, refit, rename. Right, no, we don't need to repair it. What we're going to do is, as soon as this is built, right, we're going to fly both the ships down there. The other thing I need to do is I need to make sure this is protected when I leave it, because they've obviously got a tank. So I'm going to build something here and move it over to Coloran. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the design ship bit very quickly. So we're going to design a little spaceship. It's not a spaceship. It's not a spaceship. Okay, so very briefly, we're going to build in this big blue area. On the left is how much the ship is cost so far. Maintenance, how high it can fly, how fast, how many crew. We'll come to that again in a minute. There's some bits down here that we're going to build out of. So these are all the building blocks. So if you click on basic, it's got all the basic bits. And So, for example, it's got muskets and grenades. Why is it not cannon? Oh, there's the cannon. Whereas if I go into something like weapons, it's got an awful lot more. Like the Bombay, it's got a cannon, it's got rams. As I mentioned earlier, there's rams and things you can put on. Saw blade, oh yeah, big saw blade. You can pop one of them on and try and saw the enemy ships in half. All sorts, but there's a lot more in weapons than there is in the basic bit. Same with things like propulsion. There's sails, engine pods, propellers, various different sizes of sails and things. Whereas in the basic bit, it's got a little bit of everything so that you can build a basic ship. And that's what we're going to do this time. I'm not going to spend ages building a ship. I just want to show you how easy it is and what we need to do and what you need to look out for. So we're going to build in here, and it tells you what's wrong with the ship up here. Okay, so let's start off with, well, let's start off with a suspendium chamber. So we're going to build one suspendium chamber, maybe two. Let's have two. And so straight away it says here, it says the ship's modules are not mutually accessible. Basically means you can't get from one to the other. And you can see the red line there. It means that the staff in there can't get into there. It says there's no propulsion, there's no coal, there's no crew. So it's just telling you what you need to be building onto this. So let's put a coal store on. So the coal store will power various bits. And then we need some propellers on the back. So we're going to pop another couple on there. So that's good. So straight away it's got rid of the, oh, you've got no fuel, you've got no propulsion, and then up here it's changed these bits to say actually now you can fly at 598 meters because I've got two suspendium chambers, and I can travel at 176, but again there's no crew and things like that. So let's build some other bits. Now I want some big guns on the front. We're going to need some ammo for those, so I'm going to put some ammo store in, maybe here like that, and a couple of guns. Should we have four? Should we have four big guns on it? Ha ha ha. Yeah, let's have four big guns on. And the idea, I think, with this one is it's fairly quick and it can fly fairly high. And the idea will be that it get behind their defences, flip round and shoot them from the back. So there's usually less guns pointing that way than there are pointing straight at you. Right, the other thing is, as I said, it tells you there's no crew and it needs supply hatches. It also highlights those bits down here. So if you can see, next to the crew quarters, there's a little red cross there. There's supply hatch crosses there. So let's pop some crew quarters on. I'm going to put two in there. And it's saying, again, they can't get down to the other bits, but we're going to deal with that in a minute. We need a bridge as well so that we can issue commands. I'm going to put that at the front there. And then there's corridor with ladder. So I'm just going to fill the rest of the space with... no, I'm not actually. No, we're not. So let's just right click them to get rid of those. I think that the crew can get up and down there. You can see the line there. Can't get up and down from here. So they can do that now. We're going to put some hatches on. So this is a way in and out for supplies and people. So you need at least one. So we're going to pop, boom, boom, two of those in. Look at that. All of a sudden, all the bits have disappeared. We've built a ship. Looks good to me. And you can look through the various bits here. So we've got ammo stores. We've got a bridge. We've got a cannon. We've got coal. We haven't built a fire point in, but yeah, it depends how much money you want to spend. We've got grenades. These cannons fire nicely across the screen. A grenade will drop. So they can throw them out a little bit, but they basically drop. So you can fly over something and drop loads of grenades on people. Muskets are very good against light armor. So you put muskets on instead of these, which are good against heavy armor. Props, quarters, repair bay. We haven't got a repair bay in it. So we've basically got almost one of everything of the basic stuff. Okay, so that's it. Nice easy ship. The other thing we can do is we've got some bits here. So we're currently in modules, so it shows all the modules. We can put armor on it if we want. So I'm going to put some, let's put wooden armor on. It's fairly cheap. We're going to do, oh no, I think actually it comes with wooden armor. It's got wooden armor. Let's put steel on. Steel wall. And it tells you what it absorbs. So 5 blast, 3 piercing. Let's put that on, and you can just paint it over. So you can actually, if you wanted, just protect the vital bits with the heavy armor and the bits that aren't quite so vital. So for example, we've got 2 engines. We could maybe not protect one of the engines or one of the suspendium chambers, and the thing will still fly. Whereas like the captain's bridge up there, we probably do need to protect that, because if the captain goes, who's issuing the commands? We can also decorate, so we can put things like we've got large mouths, or we can put flames on it, or we can put a coat of arms to show it's ours. We can even put the name of the ship on, so we can put the name. It says Divider. It's not going to be called Divider. Let's rename it to. So this is going to be something that can nip round the back. It's the Biter. Okay, so let's do that. So save design. It says Biter down here. Save that. Boom. It's now saved. We can build one. So basically, it should now be building the Biter here, and we're building here. So hopefully, in a sec. Right now, we've got. Oh no, it was building the tower, wasn't it? It's now building the flying imp. Let's have another look at this place here. Have they built that second tower? Yes, they have built the second tower now. Okay, let's just keep going. I've only got the Omen. Maybe we build a Biter here as well, because the flying imp might not be enough. I'm going to build something else here. So let's build ship. Oh, something was moving then. Let's build a Biter. 1161. Which is fine. This is how much money I've got. Let's build it. We want to see it flying, don't we? Okay, look, there's people attacking. And they lost. So the green attacked the blue ones, and they lost. As soon as this Biter's built, we're going to attack up here. I'm going to put a spy in there. We've got a little tank. 2 little buildings. They don't look like they're anything special. So right. So you've got. Whoa! They've got bits here now. Ah, right. They've got 2 ships. One looks like it's got a big buzzsaw on the front. The other one looks like it's a rammer of some sort. I can't see any weapons on it. Interesting. That's not going to cause any damage. That one might. But I think we can probably still attack these people. And I think we're going to do that in the next video. So next video, we're going to be using these to attack these. And we're going to be moving this up to defend Coloran. And that'll be the next video. I hope you like the look of the game. Join me next time for an attack on Dendron. My name's Backblast. I'll see you next time.